Let's dive into some of the most unusual culinary creations from around the world. These are the kinds of dishes that make your stomach second-guess your life choices. We're talking delicacies that seem straight out of a horror movie, yet people have enjoyed them for centuries. Hakkarl, Iceland. Imagine being a Viking on a diet. Iceland's famous isn't for the faint-hearted. It's shark meat fermented to the point of no return. Not just any shark either. It's the Greenland shark, whose raw meat is toxic due to its high ammonia content. The solution? Bury it in gravel for months to drain the toxic juices, then let it air dry for a few more months until it has the lovely scent of aged fish-scented bathroom cleaner. Locals claim it's a must-try, especially if you've got a Viking constitution or happen to have Thor on speed dial. But don't be fooled by their enthusiasm. If you're a newcomer, Icelanders usually recommend holding your nose while you eat it because the smell alone is enough to transport you to the underworld. 2. Bug's Life, a meal of critters, Asia and Europe. In the insect-eating world, it's not just about survival. In Southeast Asia, spiders, scorpions, and various larvae are considered a tasty snack. Picture crunchy scorpions and tarantulas, not as side characters from an adventure movie, but as crispy appetizers. And if you're feeling fancy, Europe's joining the trend too, with delicacies like mealworm macarons and cricket cookies popping up at French and Belgian foodie events. Now think of this as eco-friendly food with a side of therapy. It's protein-packed and great for conquering your arachnophobia in one bite. If you're not a fan of anything with too many legs, maybe just start with the cookies. Number 3, century eggs, China. Next, we've got the legendary century egg from China. These aren't really aged for 100 years, thankfully, more like a few weeks or months in a special clay and ash mixture. The white turns brown and gelatinous, while the yolk morphs into a creamy, gray-green surprise. It's salty, strong, and might remind you of a rare cheese from another dimension. But if you've got the nerve, it's worth trying once. They say it's best to have with pickled ginger or a cold beer. Just don't let your eyes do the tasting first, because these eggs aren't winning any beauty contests. 4. Sanakji, the live octopus. For the culinary thrill seekers among us, Korea's sanakji, or live octopus, takes fresh to a whole new level. The dish involves cutting up a live baby octopus and serving it while the tentacles are still squirming. With its suction cups still active, it's an interactive eating experience. The trick is to chew quickly. If you hesitate, the tentacles can stick to your mouth and even pose a choking hazard. While this may sound like a nightmare scene, many people find it delicious with just a dash of sesame oil. Just consider it sushi that's a little more lively. Hash 5. Casu marzu, the maggot cheese, Italy. Italy's casu marzu is technically illegal in most places, but that hasn't stopped it from gaining legendary status. This Sardinian cheese is pecorino that's been aged with a little help from cheese flies. These flies lay eggs in the cheese, and as the larvae hatch and start to eat, they release enzymes that soften the cheese to an oozy, intense flavor explosion. The catch? You eat the cheese while the maggots are still alive. Some say it's best to eat it with your eyes closed because the little critters have a habit of leaping from the cheese. While it's an unforgettable culinary experience, you might want to keep a pair of glasses handy, just in case. Six, kiwiak, stuffed seal, Greenland. Greenland's kiwiak takes stuffed to a whole new level. Start with a fresh seal, clean it, and then pack it with as many small birds as you can fit in there, typically seagulls, feathers, and all. Then bury the stuffed seal in permafrost for several months to over a year, depending on your taste for ripe flavors. When it's time to eat, the seal and its bird stuffing have fermented into a dish that could challenge even the bravest of foodies. Locals swear it's a treat, but for the untrained palate, it's best to approach this one with caution and maybe some strong breath mints. Number 7. Kopalchin, fermented reindeer, Russia and Arctic regions. Kopalchin is the Russian roulette of Arctic cuisine. In Siberia and the far north, locals take a reindeer or walrus carcass, bury it in a swamp for a few months, and dig it up to eat when it's nice and ripe. The goal? Fermentation. The reality? Rotted meat that, for the unprepared, can be fatally toxic. For those who've built up an immunity, though, Kopalchin is a beloved winter snack. While your average European might only last a few bites before feeling the effects, locals say it's a taste worth savoring if you're brave enough. Eight, Ampo, edible earth, Indonesia. In East Java, they've taken back to earth, quite literally, with a dish called Ampo. This treat is made by taking clean, smooth soil, compacting it into bars or sticks, and roasting it. Geophagy, or earth eating, has been practiced around the world for centuries as a source of minerals and a remedy for an upset stomach. Here, though, it's an art form. You can find Ampo in markets sold as little soil snacks. Flavor-wise, it's a little on the earthy side. No surprises there, but it's said to be grounding. Number 9. Surströmming, fermented fish, Sweden. Finally, we have surströmming, the fermented herring of Sweden that could probably clear a room faster than any horror movie. Packed in tins, this fish has been fermenting long enough to gain a powerful reputation, not just for its taste, but its smell. So pungent, in fact, that some airlines have outright banned it from their flights. Surströmming has a special place in Swedish culture, and those brave enough to try it swear by pairing it with potatoes, onions, and beer. But opening a can in a closed room, you're better off doing that one outside, way, way outside. These are just a taste of some of the world's most unusual foods, each with a story as unique as its flavor. If you're up for a true taste adventure, these dishes are sure to make it one for the books. Just remember to bring a strong stomach and maybe a clothespin for your nose.